The thing about storms is that they all have one thing in common: they pass. And once gone, they leave you as a person different than who you were before you stepped in. Before you found yourself consumed by its adverse conditions. They are disruptors, breaking down and shaking up, but not for the sake of chaos itself. No, storms break us down so we can build again, so we can find within ourselves the power and the strength that simply remain tucked away during those sunny days. And so walking up to the storms that you will immediately notice is a break from the normal, the everyday, an obvious detachment from the standard by which you had been living. But don't be fooled into thinking those dark clouds and heavy winds have nothing of value for you. Don't be tricked into thinking the rain will consume all the good in life, because in the end of the day, it's that very rain that washes away the excess and leaves it meaningful. We don't grow despite storms, we grow because of the storms. So compose yourself and embrace what's around you. Amidst the storm, you might realize that you don't want some of the things you thought you did. You might realize that life contains variables that makes it incredible and predictable. And when all plans meet new variables, sometimes we learn that the path we were walking down requires adjustment. It needs change. Not because we were wrong, the dream was wrong, or the path was wrong, but because life is an experiment. Experiments are meant to test, hypothesize, and support exploration. Without storm, sure, everything seemed fine, everything was flawless, but in the thick of it, when the variables, the multiplicity of factors present themselves, it often paints a picture of us that we were previously weren't able to see. That's okay. Ideal even. It's life. So when amidst the storm and presented this new information, this new portrait pivot, draw with your understanding and you'll acquire knowledge. There is no point in remaining tied to the ideas, the people, the places that once served you, but have since run their course, right? Growth is perspective and awareness, and as the storm shakes your foundation, it also hands you a clarity that those blue skies could not. So adjust, adapt, and move further into the person you're destined to become. You can't learn that on sunny days. No, that's what storms are for. And amidst the storm, you might find yourself scared, nervous, unsure. You might even look back and wonder what life would have been like had you not stepped in. Perhaps you're angry with yourself for not navigating around the inclement weather. Maybe you will find yourself asking, how did I let myself end up in such a situation where there were visual indicators, weather forecasts, people warn me about this moment like this here. You might find that the drop in temperature is uncomfortable, the rain difficult, the wind annoying, but here is why I don't tell you. There is something immediately powerful about proving to yourself that you can move forward despite those things. That's when you are scared and step forward anyway. When you are lost but maintaining your poise and trust the process. When you are down and cling to hope to that light at the end of the tunnel, you emerge with a difficult understanding of who you are. You stronger because you have allowed yourself to become stronger. And you don't get down on the sunny days. No, that's what storms are for. And amidst the storm, you might feel like the sacrifice acquires in life is more than you want to endure. Maybe even more than you can endure. After all, it's during our trying times that we are forced to make some of the most difficult decisions. We might be forced to let go of something that had been staples in our lives. That in order to say hello to something, we must necessarily say goodbye to others. And this hurts, especially while it's happening and hurt. But what you are really doing is learning to identify what matters and mitigate the things that don't support your journey. Sometimes storms teach us that growth is not about acquisition and obtaining more, and they show us instead that we had been carrying too much. That we became accustomed to surrounding ourselves with things no longer elevate or inspire or push us. And the best way to evolve is to move forward with less. So when you see parts of yourself fade away or dissolve, hold your head up, because when you get to the other side, you just might see that cutting away those things was more liberating than anything you could find or pick up along the way. And we are not taught this lesson on sunny days. No, that's what storms are for. And amidst the storm, it's quite possible that you will feel lonely from time to time. Maybe misunderstood, perhaps like the whole world has everything figured out. They are moving single file through the correct door while you wander around aimless. That's not true. No one has the answer, and everyone has their own storms. The question has always been, as far as I am concerned, what will you make of yours? Because we are always presented with the decision to let go of adversity define us, or to find someone of valuables in it. The opportunity hiding in plain view. You are never alone in your pain or your distress. Those things are an inevitability, tied to the miracles that is life. But what you are is powerful. Powerful is enough to learn in your solitude and bring that understanding back out to the world. Powerful enough to let the lesson guide you to something beautiful. Powerful is enough to find the meaning underneath the turbulence. We often confuse our times of greatest transformation with setbacks. We often forget that the darkest cannot withstand a single flicker of light, and we can be that light when we trust ourselves. It's a lesson that can't be taught on sunny days, no. That's what storms are for. And that storms, that very thing you want with all your heart to avoid, it's not counter to your happiness on your prosperity. No, ultimately, it's how you create those things. The trials and the tribulation help us look at life from different angles. They remind us what we are capable of, show us we can do so much more than we thought, that we have in many cases been accepting in a reality that is not our own. That's just the beginning, and so whenever you were on the outside looking in, or at the very moment in the heart of echoes, remember this making you who you need to be. And sure, it never never feels good in the moment, it never excited when it's happening, but there will be a point when you look around and see a world unlike the one you stepped in away from. One in which you are stronger, bolder, wiser. One in which you have greater clarity and understanding, a better sense of who you should be with you and where you are going. It's not despite, but because of storms. Now you will rise from the ashes and from the quote-unquote misfortune to find yourself and to find your way.